Hi everybody, this is Ernie1 on Podbean. I'd like to play a little game, spur some imaginations out there. Let's say that we have a very large Asian country with billions and billions of people. And let's say that those people, most of them anyway, or a good percentage, have decided that they don't want the government that they have, the totalitarian, authoritarian kind of lives that they're living, and they don't want to do that anymore. So they get in the street and they protest. And they protest. The government comes out and tries to put them down with water cannons and that kind of thing. They even shoot a few. But then the government gets together with themselves and they say, wait a minute, we gotta stop this protesting stuff. We're not going to give these people freedom. That this isn't the United States after all. This is a big Asian country, and we want to do things our way. So they get together and they think, well, we can't just go out and shoot 800 or 900 million people, because that's going to get in the news and that's going to really be bad. So they try to come up with something. And let's say that they have this this little city hidden away somewhere, and they got this big laboratory and they're making all kinds of really bad stuff. Let's call it that, all right? Some viruses and flus and just experimenting and that kind of stuff. And one of the people in this big Asian government says, wait a minute, if we release some of this virus stuff, it would probably kill a whole bunch of people, and we could delay all the processing to make people well. We can delay that forever and ever, and maybe if we could spread it around the world, that will take the attention off of us and all these people trying to get freedom or liberty or whatever they want to call it. So let's say that happened, all right, and around the world people begin to get sick. Not billions and billions of people, but enough to cause the weaker people amongst the world to go into a panic mode. Now, I'm not saying that this virus isn't a bad virus. It is. It's killing people. If it kills one, it's probably too many. But let's say that this starts working for these people in this big Asian country, all right? And let's say that on the other side of the world, we've got this big country in, let's call it North America, okay? And we have this really big country, North America, and they have this this man who is leading this country. And the country is becoming prosperous, and the economy is just wonderful. Things are going well. A lot of people are working that weren't working before. People are getting off of welfare. They're starting to feel good about themselves again. They're starting to feel freer and have more liberties. They're getting more choices. But there are a faction of people in this big North American country who want this big North American country to fail. And I mean fail badly. Like in not even be there anymore. And this big North American country says, wait a minute. They got this big virus thing going on in this big old Asian country over here, and it's spreading all over. And they get together with their so-called media, who are supposed to be the guardians of the truth in this big country, this big North American country. And the people say, well, wait a minute, what if we use this virus and make people sick and get it all over the media and all over the news, even though it's not very many? It only takes, 100 or so in the whole nation, and we can get this big North American country, our country, to panic, and businesses will close, and sporting events will close, schools will close, universities will close, people won't go to work, people will start working at home. Why, hell, they may even go out and buy all the toilet paper in the world. Who knows? But let's say that this really can happen, or has happened, or maybe even is happening. Do you think it could be played by the left-wing people in this big North American country to play this virus thing up and make it worse than it really is. And believe me, it is bad. It really is. But it's not as bad as the media keeps saying it is. I think worldwide, as of today, we have 4,550 deaths. Now, that's 4,550 families who are suffering and are sad right now, and that's not good. But think for a minute of how many people there are in this world. That's a pretty small percentage. Now, of course, they keep saying the people who are supposed to know are leaders, some of them. They're supposed to know what's good and what's bad for us. So they say, well, let's make it bad. Let's make these people panic. Let's make them go out and buy drinking water in bottles. Let's run the economy. Because we can always blame this big country over in Asia somewhere. We can blame them. It's their fault. And then we can blame the man who has made this North American country really, really profitable and really priceless. And he's brought back things like patriotism, love of country, love of flag. He goes by this big country's constitution. And everybody seems to be pretty happy. But the other side are losing elections, and they've got these presidential candidates, and not very many of them have very many brains. But that's all they have. They don't have any good people, because these people on that left side, the bad people who want the country to fail, they don't want to see this man who's made the country great be successful. So in their infantile mental midget moments, they've decided to use this Asian virus thing to kill the economy. And let's say that it really is working. Let's say that for now, it's working. Let's say that the stock market dives about 1,400 points. Let's say that the libs are really, at this point, really, really happy because everything is going to hell in in this big North American country. And they're happy about that. So they're going to keep doing this and keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. As of today, in the world, the whole world, 66,687 people have recovered from this virus. Now, that's worldwide. A lot of it is central in this big Asian country, and then part of the Eastern Asian part, they call that Europe, I believe. But let's just say, for example, that some of the Americans who don't like America have found a crisis that they can use to defame this good man who has turned this country around and made people happier and made them more financially stable. Well, now, like I say, the stock market might be going down. A lot of things are happening, but they keep pushing this agenda. So I guess my point that I want to make to you is that, yeah, we have a problem here. There is a virus. It's serious. But I don't believe it is as serious as they're saying it is. And I'm taking the words of people like Dr. Drew, people that know, that should know anyway. The CDC, that's a political thing. The World Health Organization, that's in somebody's pocket like everything else is. But let's just say that this is what's happening. And let's say that this economy is going to go bad. That is the only thing that they can legally or illegally attack this president, this good man who's made this country very profitable and a very good place to live. Just throwing some facts out, just want you to think about it. But do you think that could be what's going on? I don't know. Email me back or give me a comment. Let me know what you think. I've been thinking about this for a few days, couple of weeks probably. And I think the possibility of this is pretty high because I know the evil people that lurk in this country. I know that we have more good people in this country than we do evil people. But for some reason, we're kind of like Germany in 1933. We're letting 2 to 3% of the bad people in this country dictate what the rest of the country is doing, and we have to put a stop to that. We can put a stop to it in 2020 in November. But remember, folks, I think they're playing this up as big as they can to make it as serious as it can. And there again, my condolences to anyone who's lost someone that they loved, because that's not a good thing. But the viruses that we've had in the past have killed and made more people sick than this present virus that we're getting from that so-called Asian country. So just keep that in your mind and watch the news and see what these people say. You can't turn the television on without hearing about this so-called virus. And it is a virus. It really is true. Anyway, pass this around. Give it to some of your friends. Tell them to listen to Ernie One. And like to get some more listeners, some more followers. That would be fun. It's always more fun when you got a bigger audience. So anyway, God bless the United States. God bless the President of the United States and his family. And God bless all the good people in this country, all the patriots and all the first responders and the people who take care of us and those who do ugly things in the middle of the night in our name. Thank you for listening, and God bless.